I am so uncomfortable because today is my first time like ever filming actually wearing pants, and when I tell you guys, it is extremely uncomfortable wearing real pants while filming. So anyways, I'm going to be doing my August TBR. If you've seen my TBR on Twitter, this is like less ambitious than that. That's kind of like if I finish these books and I want to get to those if I have time. This TBR is kind of ambitious. The first half is going to be books that I'm currently reading, and then I'm going to get into the books on this cart, and those are going to be the books that I plan on reading in August. Well, the first book I'm currently reading is Legacy of Ash, and I'm buddy reading this with Monet from Life is Monet. I'm on page like 60, and Monet is probably done at this point. We got on Zoom. She's been like traveling because she's moving, so I was like, bet I got time to read this book. Next thing you know, I haven't read anything. She hits me up. She's like, yeah, I'm 300 pages in. I was like, really? Oh, I have to finish this really big book. I am currently reading The Dragon Republic. I'm reading it so slow because I'm almost done with it, and I have the art for the Burning Gods. So once I finish The Dragon Republic, I can just get into the Burning God. But I'm scared. Literally, R of Kwang was like laughing at people who were like crying on Twitter, and I'm like, this woman has no chill. Like basically, everyone's gonna die, and she just like loves that everyone's crying because of it, and that terrifies me, honestly. I'm currently reading The Highlander by Carrick Bourne. I really don't know what this is about, but it's a Highlander romance, and I really enjoy those. I mean, so far I've gotten this guy who's like a beast, and there's this girl who's like in an abusive marriage, and they put her into like a psych ward because her husband claims that she has a sex addiction even though she doesn't, and like back then like that was like insane to people. So that's all I've gotten so far. I'm on like 3 chapters in, but it's pretty good. I am currently reading the 5th season. The hotties are doing a buddy read, and the way hotties do our buddy reads is every day we have like set pages, and I'm low key behind. I'm behind only for a day though, so all I need to do is read yesterday's paper. So I'm only behind like for a day though. Then I have Such a Fun Age, which I read during the Hottie Spring. You guys can go watch that. It was only an hour. It was just like get people encouraged to like start the book off. And this started off so good. I just realized I haven't really been explaining what these books are. Well, so Such a Fun Age is about this girl, this black girl who's a nanny for this white family, and one day she takes the daughter out to a store because her mom is like the window was broken, it's late at night, so she takes her out to this grocery store, and the security guard stops her, and they're like, this isn't your child, and like you kidnapped her. And it's very interesting, but that all happens in the first chapter, so I'm very interested to see what the rest of the book is about, because everyone else kind of made it seem like this is like what the whole book was about. So I'm really interested to see like what the rest of the book follows. I am also buddy reading Jade City with the hotties. I am way behind on this one, but I'm pretty much liking it so far. um I'm behind, okay? I'm so behind. We usually do Zoom calls every night, and like we do reading sprints every night and stuff like that, but I spend my days like lollygagging, and then once the Zoom calls hit, we only do like 4 sprints, and then that's enough for me to catch up on one book, and then we talk for the rest of the night. So I need to start reading during the day so that at nighttime I'm like all caught up on my reading. And then today I was planning to start The Black Kids because I finally got my pre-order. At first I really wasn't interested because I was like, ugh, more trauma books. But the way Monet from Life is Monet talked about it, I was like, actually this seems pretty interesting. What I gathered from her was there's this girl, she's a black girl, but she kind of grew up around white friends and like privilege. She like really lives a privileged life, and the police brutality happens, and she's like living this whole valley girl life, and she has these white friends. Police brutality happens, and then she wants to like live her normal life. Like she never thought about her life being like, oh, I'm the black girl in my friend group. Like she just lived until it happens, and it brings light to her world. And it's funny because in the description, they call her sister self-destructive because she's involved with the riots. But is she self-destructive because like that's what the main character thinks of her? She's self-destructive because she's like getting involved with police brutality when she should mind her business because then it doesn't involve her, or is she really self-destructive and that's just like, you know, how her character is? So I think that would be very interesting. Like I cannot wait to read this, and it's only 9 hours on audiobook. So I mean I could probably read this really fast physically. I kind of base how fast audiobooks are based off my own reads. It's really weird. Now on to the cart. Very ambitious. So I have me some Brandon Sanderson. So I want to get into Brandon Sanderson's fantasies. I've read Skyward. I pretty much enjoyed it. So I'm going to be doing a thing on my channel. I'll probably make it a video. But basically, I'm going to be reading Brandon Sanderson for the first time. So I'm probably going to read Mistborn 1, which is The Final Empire, and then probably Mistborn 2 and Warbreaker, because I want to read from now, August, up until November when the last book releases. So I want to read like one book a month, one of the Stormlight Archive books. So I'm going to be reading this and maybe the second book, or just this and this. I am going to be vlogging it. I'm going to be reading Brandon Sanderson for the first time, and I'm going to be starting it soon because I was just waiting for this to come back. So I think I'll be reading Mistborn. I think I'll be reading Mistborn. I don't know if I'll read Mistborn 1 or 2, but I know I'll be reading these two in the vlogs for sure. And I need to get started soon because the month is almost over, and the first Stormlight Archive book is 1,000 pages, so like I need to get up on this like quickly. I want to read The City We Became because some of the hotties were talking about it, and this is basically like the different boroughs in New York as people, and I find that so intriguing. I'm going to be reading N.K. Jemison's How Long Until Black Future Month. She does an idea basically based off of it, and so she turned that idea into a real series. So I'm going to be reading The City We Became, and I'm going to read that one first and then this one. And I'm very, very intrigued because a lot of the hotties liked it. A lot of the hotties read it, but it was on like 2 stars for them, and like nobody really understood what was going on. But the live show like seemed so interesting, and I'll link the live show down below. It's Ahern live show for this one for her book club, and I found it just very interesting. So I personally can't wait to read it. I have Mexican Gothic. So apparently this is a literary fiction. I can't wait to read it if it is a literary fiction. I'm getting into literary fictions this year, and I am so proud of myself because it's not a genre that I really reach for a lot, but I've been enjoying them. Like I love Such a Fun Age. I love The Vanishing Half. I'm gonna try to pick up some more literary fiction. And I have Outlander because I have been reading historical fiction a lot, so I'm gonna be vlogging reading Outlander because everyone says I'm gonna love this, and then I get to watch the show after I read it, so I'm very, very excited. And I love Scottish romances, so your girl is gonna be reading some Scottish Highlander books. Well, I don't know if this is a Highlander book, but I love Scottish romances, so I got some historical romances. So I have Brazen and the Beast. I really got this, I think, because of Lacey from Lacey Book Lovers. I get confused because everyone talks about historical fiction now, so I don't even remember where I get my recommendations from anymore. But I got this one because she said that the smut with the dirty talk in this book was good. So I was like, say less. And it has a step back. I rarely get step backs, so when I get them, I am happy. And then I have Devil in the Winter by Lisa Kleypas. I think I'm going to read this one for the historical fiction-a-thon. I think that's what it's called. It's going to be over the weekend, so I think I'm going to save this book for then. And then I have Would I Lie to the Duke by Ava Lee. I have read an Ava Lee book, and I didn't really like it. And now I'm scared because I watched Jess from Peace Love's book talk about it in her wrap-up, and she said she doesn't really like the author like that. Like, she doesn't hate her or anything, but she doesn't really enjoy her books like they're okay. So now I'm scared because I'm like, what if I hate them then? Like, but like this idea, like you can't mess this up. But then again, like I guess you could. Then I have The Majesties because Jessie from Bow Ties and Books talked about this in their, I think it was their mid-year wrap-up kind of, basically where they talked about all the books that they read so far. And they said that this book was about this girl who poisons her entire family, and she dies. The girl who poisoned her family dies, but the sister wakes up, and I think she has like brain damage and stuff like that. And I find it really interesting. Like, imagine you killing your family, like somebody in your family tries to kill you and you're the only one that wakes up. Like, that is actually very sad. I think this is supposed to be a thriller. I don't know, but it sounded really intriguing. So what if this is also literary fiction? I'm just like a literary fiction girl now. Like, hit me up for the literary fiction Rex, I guess. And then I have Assassin's Apprentice. Aaron always talks about this, and Monet recently talked about it in their video, so I was like, let me check this out. I know that this book is gonna be like very like depressing because his life is trash. I'll either be like Aaron, who like thinks it's funny, not funny, but like she thinks it's funny that his life is just so bad, and also Monet, who's like, I need to read a happy book after reading this. But I also got this because I got her dragon series because I love dragons, but I don't read a lot of dragons in books. So I was like, let me get that because I know that the series, like, I just find the series so interesting. Like, there's this book and it follows this character, and then there's like the books for the dragons, and there's like a book for something else in the series that you touch on briefly. And I think that Robin Hobb is so smart for that. Like, that is just so genius to me. Like, I I can't wait, honestly, to like just get involved in this world. So next I have No Offense, and I'm pretty sure. Wait a. I just realized this was a final copy. I thought this was an arc this entire time. I thought this was an arc. This is a final copy. So this is by Meg Cabot, who wrote The Princess Diaries and Avalon High, my all two favorite Disney DComs. And so she wrote a romance. I was like, bet, let me read it. I don't even remember what this was about, but if my girl wrote a romance, then I'm gonna read it, period. Even though I've never read Avalon High or The Princess Diaries, but clearly she can write because she wrote the two most amazing things in this world. So then I have Black Girl Unlimited, which is about black girl magic. Literally, it's about black girls doing magic. And Monet from Life is Monet read this, and she always talks about it, and it's like really quick. So I'm like, why not? And she keeps telling me, she's like, Mayana, I think you'll love it. So I'm like, bet, let me read this. The Martian, which I've watched recently with the hotties, and I love the movie, and I bought the book, so I really want to read it soon. I feel like it'll be quick because I've already seen the movie. And for some reason, when I watch movies to books I've already when I watch movies to books I've already seen, I read them faster. Okay, I was confusing myself. Hood feminism, because Lala has been talking about it, and then I remember asking the group chat if like they read it, and Tahira says she's read it, and she really said that she likes that this book touch on all kinds of feminism, and like it touches on like white feminism and like why it's like bad, and like but it also touches on a bunch of other different feminisms, and I'm like, okay, but I really need to read more nonfiction. I'm not a nonfiction reader. A lot of people have been saying that we should get into nonfiction a lot more to educate ourselves, and I do agree with that, but I also don't believe in policing people's reading. Like, if I read 30 books a month and none of them are nonfiction, that is okay because I read for escapement. If I like, I don't really believe in like policing what genres people read. Like that don't sit well with me. But to each their own. I'm not gonna police how you police people. Then I have From Ash and Blood, and I'm reading this because this was Mika's spreadsheet book from the Hottie, like the Hottie channel, and she never got to it, and like I own it, and I really want to get into Jennifer Armentrout because the girl is beating her up, and Just from Peace Those books love this book. I'm scared. I think this is adult. But I don't know. I'm not too sure. But me and YA fantasy have not been clicking. Like as you can see from my TBR, like I don't have many YA fantasy books on there or many YA books in general. So I really hope that this isn't, but if it is, I mean, I'm still gonna read it. Like I'm still trying to find a balance between YA and adult. So then we have The Kiss Quotient, and everyone always hypes this book. So I'm like, Mayana, let me hurry up and get to this book. Like, why have I been playing around all day, So I really hope to get this. And then I have the second book, which is The Bride Test. And I'm low-key pushing it off because the third book doesn't come out anytime soon. So I'm just like pushing it off. But it's also like I want to hurry up and read it because everyone loves it and everyone hypes it up. So why not? Then I have The Wicker King because this was my hottie pick. So basically the August hottie picks is we all have a spreadsheet and you put all your favorite books in there, like as many as you want. It doesn't matter. And then you pick from it. It's not a secret, like anybody can know. You pick from it and you read that book. So I picked The Wicker King because I already own it, and this was Fab's favorite book. So yeah, I don't know if we're vlogging it, but I hope not. I mean, I don't mind. I don't care. But I didn't even get my vlog from last time. So that is it for this video. I hope that you liked it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I'm back to using my mic again. So some videos, because I have some videos pre-filmed, so some videos will be using my mic for this month, and then some videos won't be. So the sound is going to be like really wishy-washy, but in September, it should be like fixed. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Period. Pyramid. Periodically.